Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the friendly confines of Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, where tonight we open our coverage of Sectional 62 in the 43rd Annual IHSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament, presented by the Indiana Pacers and the Indiana Fever. The Lady Senators enter the tournament as one of the two heavy favorites in this sectional to cut down possibly some nets here on Saturday night, with a 15-8 record coming into tournament play and a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. Meanwhile, the Lady Hilltoppers of Shawe Memorial punched their ticket to tonight's semifinal round by knocking off Crothersville in an exciting game here on Tuesday night. 54-52 the final in that one, as they dethroned the defending Lady Tigers, who were the champs last year over at the Doghouse at Orleans. So tonight, it's the host Lady Senators and the Lady Hilltoppers of Shawe Memorial set to throw down for 32 minutes, with the winner punching their ticket to tomorrow night's championship tilt and a chance to take home the hardware. And your countdown to the tip starts now. Hello again, everyone. I'm Misty Jones, and joining me in just a moment for tonight's special broadcast coverage of Sectional 62 here on the Ron Smith Court will be my sidekick and my broadcast partner, Senator Football's own Mark Gibson. Well, the Lady Senators have been chomping at the bit for this night to get here after a long week off and a tough loss last Thursday night to their conference rival, Paoli. Darren Russell's group's been zeroed in on this tournament and the opportunities ahead of them to avenge last year's heartbreaking loss to Crothersville in the championship game at Orleans. And when this draw came out, of course, the Lady Senators couldn't have been any happier, receiving a bye, as the tournament draw kind of took shape as it would have if the tournament would have been seeded, with Trinity Lutheran also receiving a bye as well. And really now it's time for this road to redemption to begin for the Lady Senators. I know it's been on their mind. Of course, a tough off-season to boot as well, with the loss of Coach Clemens. So these girls have played with some heavy hearts and some broad shoulders all season long. And again, the true path to redemption will start here tonight in semifinal play, as they look to take out the Lady Hilltoppers of Shawe Memorial one more time and try to advance to Saturday night's championship matchup. Of course, watching this Lady Hilltopper group here on Tuesday night, they are much improved. The Lady Senators able to romp in a 69-31 win way back in the early part of November, one of the first games of the year, as the Lady Senators have taken the home floor here for their Sectional 62 warm-ups, and we await the Lady Hilltoppers to make their way down to the floor. But this is a group, as we said, much improved. They beat Crothersville here on Tuesday night. They've got a couple of outstanding players that can get the job done. And while this Lady Senator team, appears to be playing their best basketball right now, they've got a strengthened post presence as well. Maddie, Cass, Cora all playing much better down the stretch and playing some really crisp defense on the interior. The Lady Hilltoppers, again, has showed their signs of improvement since November. So, Coach, when you look at tonight's semifinal matchup, what is it that gets this Lady Senator team fired up and gets them the hot start that they need?
Well, first and foremost, we made good decisions. That's in shot decisions, pass decisions. I mean, you can't have any mental lapses. We talked a little bit about it last night in the boys' game there in the post game, that it's sectional time. You throw the records out. This is the second season. I know we beat them by 30 the first time, but that, like you said earlier, that was the second or third game of the season, and this Shawe Hilltopper team is much improved. So you can't look at that. It's almost like our boys, the New Wash situation. Big win earlier, and then we just didn't play with the same kind of effort the second time we played them last week. So hoping that the ladies, we forget about that. I would almost like they didn't even play the first time. Come out. It's the first game of the sectional. We had the bye, so they're itching to get going. So hopefully the butterflies aren't too fluttery, and be able to come out, play with intensity, and like I said, I think the biggest thing is play smart, good decisions. That's in shot selection and making the correct pass at the correct time.
On the flip side of the coin, as I said, the Lady Hilltoppers come in much improved since that first meeting in November, and on Tuesday night they took on the defending champs, the Lady Tigers at Crothersville, and just kept chipping and hammering away at Crothersville. Of course, Crothersville shooting themselves in the foot several times, so many missed layups down the stretch, and just kept the door open for Shawe, and when Shawe got a lead, they were able to build off of momentum from their defense and forcing some misses and coming back to the other end, able to make the Lady Tigers pay. So good start for the Lady Hilltoppers to knock off the defending champ, and that's another big shot in the arm as far as a boost of confidence is concerned to take on this Lady Senator team. And you know, when you look back at that matchup earlier in the year, Coach, Crothersville and Madison Shawe played, and it was about a 20-point spread in favor of Crothersville.
Yep.
And so now the Lady Senators will try to put on their best performance here tonight and not allow Shawe to gain any kind of redemption themselves for that loss back in November. And it starts with their point guard, really the cog in the machine that makes this motor run for the Lady Hilltoppers, Kate Brody. She averages in the neighborhood of 20 points per game, just a shade under. And then they've got a 5'11" post player, so a nice inside-out combo in Megan Hesse. She's 5'11". She averages 13 a game, dominant on the rebounding edge of things as well, averaging a double-double pretty much all season long. And she really took it to the bigs, especially the Brewer girl for Crothersville here on Tuesday night. So ball pressure will have to be big out front, but we'll also be able, or have to be able rather, with our post at least, to take away that left hand of Hesse on the block.
Yeah, and you know, that's what makes a team dangerous. And you know, going back just a second, you know, you said they had a big win Tuesday night. So, you know, they've already been on the floor in sectional. You know, they're not going to be quite as nervous as, the Lady Senators. There's going to be some butterflies there. So, you know, they're going to be a little bit more comfortable. Obviously, with us playing on our home floor, that helps a little bit. But you know, the Shawe Hilltopper team, they coming in, I think they're 7-17, something like that. So you know they're playing with house money. You know, they beat the defending champ. You know, a team that beat them by 20 early on. So you know they're playing with confidence. They're going to play free and loose. And yeah, that it makes them dangerous having an inside and an outside presence. You know, with Grote and Hesse. So you can't just focus on one person. You know, we focus too much on Grote, then Hesse could go, you know, Boogie Cousins on us, and you know, and dominate the game. So I mean, we're going to have to be able to and make sure that's another. We can't have mental lapses defensively. We're going to have to know our scouting report and maintain it and play smart basketball the whole 4 quarters. You know, sometimes we've watched this team play great in spurts, but I'm not sure we've seen them put 4 quarters together yet. Once you get into sectional time, you better put 4 quarters together, or you may be going home.
Sure. We want to thank the fans, of course, for tuning into our special pregame show coverage of Sectional 62 and our Lady Senator tip-off pregame show, getting you set as the Lady Senators open up tournament play again, this 43rd annual IHSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever, and all of our coverage brought to you by these great sponsors, John Jones GM City. They'll bring you all of our pregame and our interview tonight with Coach Russell coming up in just a little bit, and our starting lineups, as well as Eddie Gilstrap Motors bringing you the halftime report. Ace Hardware will bring you our post-game wrap-up as well after semifinal number 1 here this evening. Also a big thanks to McDonald's of Salem and Marie Lowry, Walmart, Brady Bishop, and Channel Seed, Salem Crossing, and Meadowview Healthcare, all great sponsors all season long, bringing you this special coverage here tonight in our pregame show. And throughout the broadcast, without their support, we wouldn't be able to bring this special coverage to you here this evening. We're going to step aside, take our first break of the night, get our 60-second word in with the Indiana High School Athletic Association. When we come back, we'll sit down to talk to Senator head coach Darren Russell. We'll get his thoughts on last Thursday's senior night loss to Paoli and look ahead to tonight's semifinal round. You're listening to coverage of Sectional 62 in this IHSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament on WSLM tonight on 97.9 and 1220. We'll be back right after this.
Before the big plays, before the magical moments, before all that discipline, dedication, and teamwork finally pays off, comes your support. The IHSAA Foundation is dedicated to protecting, sustaining, and nurturing education-based athletics in Indiana. Its work will ensure IHSAA member schools and coaches receive the support they need so that Indiana student-athletes receive the opportunity they deserve. Learn more at ihsaafoundation.org.
Welcome back as we continue on with more of this edition of our special Lady Senator Tip-Off pregame show brought to you by John Jones GM City as we get you set for Sectional 62 semifinal action tonight. The Lady Senators open tournament play as they drew the bye and they will take on the Lady Hilltoppers of Shawe Memorial. And we're joined now by Lady Senator head coach Mr. Darren Russell. Coach, you've had a week off now and of course coming off of that tough senior night loss at home to Paoli. Just thinking back to that game and as hard as the girls played to get themselves back into it after digging a bit of a hole and the poor shooting in the first half, what kind of positive spins were you able to take away to bring to practice this week for the girls?
We actually had two really good practices. We came in Friday after the game or after the Paoli game, and a good practice that night. Got some shooting in and just really talked about the effort that we gave, and that's what we got to have for 32 minutes, each night in sectional. Because if you don't bring it, you're going home. And I think the girls really surprised themselves with how well they played defensively against Paoli, and they realize that what they're capable of now, and I expect to continue to see that. So, that was a positive. And as I said after the game, I felt better going into sectional after losing. I mean, obviously I didn't want to lose, but the way we lost to a really, really good Paoli team was probably better for us than, if we'd played someone like Medora and beat them 60 points going into sectional. So, I think the girls are hungry, and at the same time they realize what they can do and what they can accomplish. So, we've had really good practices this week. Our kids are really bought in and focused, and I'm anxious to see them get out here and play tonight.
Coach, for me, probably one of the biggest takeaways was the fact that, despite shooting just 4 of 30 in that first half against Paoli last week, you handled the ball so well and so efficiently. Just 6 turnovers at the half. You had 6, 4 of those coming late in the ball game, but that was when you was kind of trying to rush and hurry up and get shots within the offense or off of the break. But, I felt like for you probably in the loss, that was one of the biggest takeaways, other than, of course, the grit to get back into it.
Yeah, we did. We took really good care of the ball, and, that was something that beginning of the year we were doing a good job. We was keeping our turnovers, around 17, and, to me that's still too many, but as fast as we were playing, and a lot of those turnovers were unforced, and, we've gotten better at that, and, that's what we've got to continue to do. I was really pleased, though, with the way we handled the ball against their pressure, the way we shot free throws, the way we battled inside, rebounding. I think Paoli ended up out-rebounding us, but with the size they've got and the strength that they got, I was still pleased with the way we battled.
And, of course, defensively, you can't, scoff at the defensive effort. I know it was a 51-42 loss, but my goodness, Coach, you got a team in Paoli that's, a veteran ball club, really good ball players, good ball handlers, and you forced 23 turnovers at that.
Yeah, I mean, those girls are very experienced. 4 of their 5 starters are juniors and have started every game since their freshman year. So, they've played together a lot. And, they're an explosive team, and they're a very good defensive team. And, they're just a quality ball club. The game before us, they played Eastern, and what was it, 29-27. I mean, so, they're a very strong defensive team, and, for us to take care of the ball, and then at the same time limit Jackie Rice, who came in averaging about 18 points a game. I think we held her to 8 points, and 6 of those came in the fourth quarter, and 4 of them on free throws. So, we did a really good job of defense on her. The one thing I did not like is, the Chastain girl for Paoli is left-handed, and we talked all week about how she was going to go left, keep going left, and we had to take that away, and we never did that, and that's a concern tonight because Shaw's got a player very similar to that in the Hesse girl, and you could chop her left arm off, she's not going to do anything, but are we going to be smart enough to take that away tonight?
And that brings me to tonight's matchup, Coach, as you were fortunate enough to get the bye, and Coach Gibson and I talked about this. Really, this draw kind of shook out for you guys the same way it would as if it was to be seeded, with Trinity Lutheran on the opposite side also getting a bye. But you've got a much improved Shawe Memorial Lady Hilltoppers team coming in tonight. They lost to Crothersville in the regular season. I believe that was around a 20-point loss or so. They bounced back with a 54-52 win. So what kind of things did you see that maybe impressed you compared to that first time you played them back in November?
Probably the biggest thing is they had other girls step up. As I've said, they've probably got the best individual player in the sectional in Kate Grote. And, first game she had 23 of their 31 points when we played them. The other night, I think she had 23 again, but she fouled out with 3 minutes to go. And Shawe was able to hang on and still win without her. So they had other kids step up. As I said, the Hesse girl, I think she had 17. Then they had 2 or 3 other girls step out and hit threes. And, they've come a long ways. The first time we played them, I think we forced them into 42, 43 turnovers. And a lot of them was just careless passes. It wasn't necessarily our press. It was just them throwing the ball away. But they did not do that the other night. They're a much more composed team. You can tell that they've obviously worked on things over the course of the year, and they've gotten better at it. And, it's not going to be a cakewalk for us tonight. It's going to be important that we come out and play. And, I do feel like that if we can contain Grote and Hesse, then, we got a pretty good chance. But, we got to use our depth and get up and down the floor and really keep pressure on them on defense.
And much like for the boys last night against Crawford, Coach Smith and I talked about this in our pregame conversation. They had a big inside in the Dearborn kid that, was going to be a handful for Nick and Jake, but they also had some guards outside that could do some damage. So similar to the boys last night, the girls will have to be all hands on deck. And as you said, it'll start with the defensive effort on the Grote girl who's a righty, and she likes her right. And then the Hesse girl down low, I noticed, it seemed like they were doing a lot of isolation for her down low. So be a big night for Cass, Cora, and Maddie.
Yeah, and, Maddie's going to start out on Grote. The first time we played, Maddie only played 5 or 6 minutes. She was having feet problems, so that was the third game in 3 days when we played them, so we was going to have another one. So we didn't need her, so I let her sit, and fortunately she was ready to go come championship. But, Maddie's got the length, I think, that can cause Grote some problems. And the thing is she's not going to have to be uptight on her. She's going to be able to keep some distance between her and still at the same time, Grote goes up to shoot. Maddie's, with her length, going to be able to get a hand up in her face. We're going to put Ryan on Hesse tonight and try and take that left away from her and basically allow Chelsea, Cassidy, Cora, to stay in the lane and offer help in case Ryan or Maddie get beat.
And, of course, it'll be no secret to most of the people in the gym, especially of Senator Nation, that you're going to want to get out, try to push the tempo, try to get some things off of your defensive looks in the full court. But at the same time, the girls know that they'll have to be disciplined because there were times where Crothersville's full court pressure broke down and they were able to get through it.
Yeah, and we're going to come out and pressure them, just to get going, because that's my biggest fear tonight is having not played in the week, the first game of sectional for us. You're always going to have those jitters, and Shaw's obviously playing with a lot of confidence right now, and they're going to come out, and we don't want to get punched. We want to be the one that throws that first punch, and so we got to get moving and get up and down the floor and, just make it another game.
Defensively, of course, you'll start with some full court pressure. You'll play a lot of man. You've already talked about those matchups. What else do we see out of your group tonight defensively if needed?
We've got everything, whatever we need to do to win tonight. We'll press, fall back into a 3-2 zone or 2-3 zone, probably mainly the 3-2 tonight. But we'll play a lot of man because, especially the way we played against Paola, man, we're playing that extremely well right now.
And, of course, whenever it comes tournament time, Coach, one of the staples of a championship team is being able to not only get to the line but cash in.
Yeah, and fortunately for us, and I hope I'm not jinxing us, but I think the last 3 games we've shot over 80% as a team. So, we feel good when we step to the line. So, and then we'll be shooting on rims that we've shot on all year. So, I think that could be a very big factor for us. This whole hopefully tonight and tomorrow night is being on our home floor. I mean, people don't realize how big a role that plays come sectional time. Because I think back to last year, Crothersville had a huge crowd, and so did we. But I think Crothersville's crowd, kind of bothered some of our kids, and it affected us. But
And that was my conversation with Lady Senator head coach, Mr. Darren Russell, prior to this evening's matchup. Very quickly, our keys to victory brought to you by John Jones GM City. First and foremost, contain Grody out front. Got to force her to her left. She's all right. She loves the dribble drive. She's a good scorer in traffic. Interior D is going to be big, taking that left hand and left shoulder away from Megan Hesse. And then high percentage shots. Got to get those high percentage shots. Got to finish, and that's something Crothersville did not do against this Lady Hilltopper team here on Tuesday night. Those keys to victory brought to you by John Jones GM City, our pregame show sponsor. Call 1-800-473-5546. 1-800-I-SELL-GM. Check them out on the web at johnjonesautogroup.com, or better yet, stop by that beautiful showroom and lot. 1450 South State Road 60 in Salem. John Jones GM City. You see so many because they paid so little. And that will do it for our special sectional 62 pregame show coverage. As we wrap things up and the clock winds down, they're getting ready to pause for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have your starting lineups brought to you by John Jones GM City, and the opening tip of this semifinal round game number 1 here tonight from the Ron Smith Court. Lady Senators, Lady Hilltoppers, coming up next on WSLM 1220 AM and 97.9 on the FM dial. Number 1 here tonight, Trinity Lutheran and Edinburgh to follow. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups for this first semifinal game here this evening. Our starting lineups brought to you by our pregame show sponsor, John Jones GM City. Again, 1-800-473-5546. That's 1-800-I-SELL-GM. Or check them out at their beautiful showroom and lot, 1450 South State Road 60 in Salem. John Jones GM City. You see so many because they paid so little. First for the Shawe Memorial Lady Hilltoppers, 7-17 in the regular season, and through the tournament in one game. They finished 1-5 in the Ohio River Valley Conference. Their game on Tuesday night, a 54-52 win over defending champion Crothersville. Coach Zach Goodwin, 7-17 in his first year. They averaged 42.9 and give up 55.9. They will start a 2-guard set. Number 10, Phoebe Grody, 5'4" and a freshman at 1.1 points per game and nearly 2.5 rebounds. She'll run the show in the backcourt with Kate Grody, number 12, a 5'6" junior, the team's leading scorer at 19.3 per game and 3.5 rebounds. Up front, across the line for the Lady Hilltoppers, 30, Grace McAllister, 5'9" and a sophomore at 4.8 points per game and 6.5 rebounds. 33, Aaron Cooper at the power forward, 5'10" and a senior at 1.3 points per game and 2 boards. And in the middle, 34, Megan Hesse, the 5'11" senior at nearly 13 points, 10 rebounds per game. She can be a handful, but she's all left. For the Lady Senators and head coach Darren Russell. Coach Russell, 42-32 in his 3rd year in the Bird at the helm of the Lady Senator program. Done a fantastic job thus far. His team averaging 63.3 and giving up 51.2. Their last outing, a loss here on Thursday night of last week, 42-51 to the Lady Rams. They'll start a 3-guard set. Number 1, Hattie Griffiths, 5'5", and a junior, 9.8 points per game and 4.5 rebounds, as well as 3.5 assists per outing. Ryan Russell, number 3, starts the shooting guard, 5'7", and a sophomore, 10.5 points, 4.5 rebounds per contest. Chelsea Carter, number 5, the 5'4" senior, is the 3rd guard in the backcourt trio at 12.2 points per game to lead the team. Up front, number 2, Maddie Bausman, 1 forward, 5'10", and a junior, 10.9 points per game, team's 2nd leading scorer. She also leads the team in rebounding at 7.5 per game. Number 10, Cass Keltner, 5'11", and a sophomore. She starts on the other block on that front line for the Lady Senators, 8.5 points, 5.8 rebounds per contest for Coach Darren Russell. Series all-time, 3 meetings. Coach Russell 2-0 against the Lady Hilltoppers. Our lone loss to Shawe came in the 06-07 season under the direction of Bob Potter. Again, this was a 69-31 win back on November 2nd for the Lady Senators on this very floor in the Henryville tip-off turning pool play, as the Lady Senators rock the away blue threads tonight. Royal blue out there with white and red trim, red letters and numerals. Shaw in the home white, trimmed in green and gold with green letters and numerals. Tonight's Indiana High School Athletic Association officials, Mr. Brett Williamson, Randy Fry, and Mr. Tim Molinari, as we have the 1, 3, and 5, and we're underway, and the home team takes control. Actually, the visitors on the scoreboard, Lady Senators, operating on your WSLM dial, moving from left to right on their home floor, as the Lady Senators nearly turn it over on their first possession. Hattie Griffiths with the save. 20 seconds in to this opening quarter of play. Down low, the feed to Keltner. Turnaround jumper off glass. It will not go. Maddie Bausman with a strong rebound. Back to Keltner. She has nowhere to go with it. Probably a 3-second call. Did not get it into the paint. Russell misses a shot, not her own rebound. So 2 big offensive boards, and on the putback attempt, Russell will earn our first trip to the line for the evening for either ball club. And that's good news for the Lady Senators, because the first foul of the night on the Lady Hilltoppers go on their big in the middle, Megan Hesse, the 5'11" senior, which is dangerous on the block. She proved that against Brewster here from Crothersville on Tuesday night, as Ryan Russell goes to the free throw line. 60 of 80 entering tournament play for 75%. Missed the first. She'll get one more, trying to break a scoreless game through the first 33 seconds, and she's able to do so.
Senators starting out with the press here. It'll be interesting to see how Grote handles the press.
Definitely a more active press than what Crothersville offered, as Maddie and
Held
Hattie,
ball.
they forced the jump ball, so it will go to Shaw Memorial on the alternating possession. 7:26 to go, first quarter. Misty Jones alongside of my sidekick and partner in crime, Mark Gibson. Craig Akers running the video feed for you on the live stream as well, as we bring you this broadcast tonight. Simulcast, AM and FM, and Shaw gets it into the front court, turns it over for the first time tonight with 7:17 to go. Opening act here from the Ron Smith court. Lady Senators trying to get back to the title game.
They broke the press, but they sped them up so much that they threw the ball away. So, I mean, that the press can affect you in a couple different ways.
Monster crowd on hand for Senator Nation, as they have filled a bigger part of the gym. Nice cheer block as well. Good student support here for these Lady Senators, as the ladies turn it over on their second possession of the night. And then coming right back to the other end, Kate Grody whistled for the travel as she tried to stop and pop in the paint. Cass Keltner lost the handle on the last possession, but Lady Senators making a very conservative effort to go inside out first.
Yeah, they're trying to pound it down to the box there. You know, they've been very patient, so that's something we wanted to see. Are we going to make good decisions?
Hattie Griffiths with the dribble drive, took a bump, little hip check from Grody. She pulls down the rebound off of the Griffiths miss, and we're back in business to the other end. Grody picked up by Maddie. You heard Coach say it. Maddie's going to have that tough assignment all night. Ryan's going to try to pretty much deny and face guard Hesse wherever she goes. Hesse catches, trying to take away her left. Ryan forces her back out to the perimeter. Nowhere to go. She picks up the dribble as they kick it out to Phoebe Grody. Grody kicks it cross court now to Cooper. She'll quickly kick it in the corner, as hard take for Kate Grody's going to end up with her on the floor. Ryan with the rebound. She gets knocked to the floor, does her best Globetrotter impersonation as she keeps the dribble alive, gets bumped on the floor, and a foul will go on Gracie McAllister. And that will be McAllister's first team foul, number 2. 6:05 to go first quarter. 1-0 Lady Senators with the early advantage. Great crowd on hand tonight. Trinity Lutheran, the Lady Cougars, in the house here shortly as they will take on the Lady Lancers of Edinburgh in semifinal number 2. Maddie with it off the kick. Dribble drive left side, kicks it back out to Griffiths. Griffiths now into the paint. High post, comes right side, had it poked away from behind. And it'll be last touch by Griffiths. Good defensive prowess for the Lady Hilltoppers. 2 turnovers apiece for each ball club with 5:46 to go.
Yeah, we got to take care of the ball. That's it. Got poked away. I was kind of surprised it was actually out on us. It looked like a little back tip.
Quick double on Hesse. She'll slide now to the block. They don't take the left away. Hook shot, counted in, 1. Coach, that was in the scouting report. I sat here and watched it time after time against Crothersville. She's all left. She caught it on the little give and go from the corner. Nice feed from Cooper. And Hesse now with a chance for an and 1 opportunity. And it is Shawe who's able to cash in at the free throw line. And I'm going to be messed up now all night looking at the scoreboard as Shawe has their first lead. 3-2 here in the early going. Just over 2.5 gone by. Carter misses a wide open layup. One of the things we talked about as a key to victory, hitting those high percentage shots. Brody's picked up in the backcourt.
We've had 2 shots, layups, and we missed both of them.
Brody just dribbled through cones as she went through 3 blue ones. And at the other end, a shot missed. Cooper. And it'll be Senator basketball. But I tell you what, Lady Senator is going to have a hard time keeping up with Brody's speed. She's very strong, athletic, shifty with the dribble. She split 3 girls with ease that time.
Yeah, the big thing, keep her in front, because if you let her keep penetrating, she's going to find Hesse.
Got Maddie on the block, missed her. They skip it cross court to Hattie. High post right side elbow to Cass Keltner. She has it stripped away by Grody. Nice effort. She spun on the floor, gave it right back. And with back-to-back turnovers, now we'll have team foul number 3 on the Lady Hilltoppers. As the noise level picks up at Dr. T. Kermitauer Gymnasium.
I mean, that's 3 or 4 times that they've knocked the ball out of our dribble hand. I mean, we got to be stronger with the ball.
That foul on Kate Grody. So 3 personals against the Lady Senators, or excuse me, the Lady Hilltoppers. Lady Senators with 1 rather, as Maddie catches far deep left corner. 3 ball on the way, long and off the mark. There to fight for the rebound. Cass Keltner, she can't come up with it. And the Lady Hilltoppers come out and they're on the run. Grody on the left side, comes back right. Got to keep her from that right as Maddie will come out to pick her up, hit the center circle. She works the dribble. And let's see if they'll go into their little spread look, little scissors action, trying to get Hesse on a backdoor, and Grody will throw it away. That's the 4th turnover already.
Ryan did a nice job there. They wanted to get a back cut where she's going to her left, but Ryan cut her off. So it was nice job by Ryan Russell there. We're 0 for 4 from the field. We got to maybe start generating something with the press and get a layup to unseal that bucket a little bit.
Substitutions as Taylor Fouch, a 5'6" sophomore, and 5'9" senior Cora Miller check in.
There we go.
And
Chelsea.
Back to the other end, Chelsea Carter with the first field goal of the night for the Lady Senators, as we're tied since it was all zeros for the first time at 3 apiece. Grody right back to the right hand, goes off the glass. Got to stick to the scouting report. She's all right, Hesse's all left. And it's a 5-3 lead for Shawe Memorial. 1 tie, 1 lead change thus far. Maddie with it out front, leaves it for Russell. Deep 3 from the parking lot, won't go. Offensive board for Fouch. She has it blocked from behind for Grody. Grody leading the break, 3-on-3, pulls it up, and she'll come back out as Maddie tries to keep her to her left. She'll dribble drive anyway, shot missed, but there's an offensive rebound on the left block, and it's Hesse. Got to follow the scouting report. Got to get her off of the glass. Give up a big offensive rebound, and that's the first of the night on Cora Miller, team foul number 2. And Hesse to the free throw line. She's a 68% free throw shooter, and again averages a double-double at 13 and 10 per ball game. She rattles that one home, 2 for 2 on the night. Make it now 6-3. Lady Hilltoppers with the early advantage after the Lady Senators got out to the 1-0 advantage. It is now 7-3, largest lead here early for Shawe. Maddie stops, pops, top of the key. 3 ball off the mark, no good as Fouch will chase it down. And she'll kick it back out and let Maddie give it to Ryan to reset it. Russell with the dribble out top on the flying W. Send it off now right side on the wing to Fouch. High post to Maddie. Looked at a moment for Cora. Cora had her girl pinned. Instead, dribble handoff. Carter to the glass and good. Chelsea with her second layup of the night, and it's 7-5. Lady Hilltoppers again, as we said a couple times in the pregame, much improved. But Phoebe
Don't
Grody,
reach. Oh, we got the timeout.
Phoebe Grody in the backcourt was bottled up by Fouch, and to avoid a turnover, Coach Zach Goodwin will burn the first timeout of the night. It's a 30-second timeout, so Coach Gibson and I will step aside for the first time this evening. Just to pause, 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to the Lady Senators in sectional 62 action here on your leader for Southern Indiana sports coverage, WSLM.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
2:34 to go in the first quarter of play. 7-5 your score. Lady Hilltoppers out front. Lady Senators led early 1-0, but a big and one for Megan Hesse gives the Lady Hilltoppers their first lead of the night, as Trinity Lutheran now makes their way over to the far corner to have a seat and take this one in. Again, they'll be in action in semifinal number 2 against Edinburgh in the nightcap. Grody breaks pressure. She'll stand at the center circle. Let her girls reset. And now they'll go with a set of 4, something we didn't see. And now they'll bring 2 players, high post, run a little exchange, high post to low post. Post catch in the high post. Productive as McAllister able to catch and drills one from the right elbow. Maddie again for 3. She's 0 for 3 from downtown, and now a rebounding foul on Taylor Fouch. She'll pick up her first of the night off the bench. Team foul number 3. 9-5, Lady Hilltoppers with the lead. And it will be Maddie and Ryan who check out. Checking in, Hattie and Cass Keltner, rather, as the Lady Senators will reset.
So we talked in the pregame about, okay, we got to contain who? Grody and Hesse.
Yep.
And they have, they have 7 of the 9 points. Got to do a little bit better job. And we wondered, are we going to let them just hang around and have confidence? Well, I think we've seen that, definitely. This Hilltopper team is playing with a lot of confidence.
Little 1-4 high look here. And it's Hesse. Nice pump fake on Miller. Went left. Got her to bite on it. They'll kick out instead to Cooper. They'll try to pin down low with Hesse. Turnover as Cora Miller gets the steal. Turnover number 5, and that'll lead to a layup to the other end. As Hattie Griffiths has her first points of the night, and it is 9-7. Lady Senators hanging tough here early. I took a shot in the mouth to begin with, as Hesse will miss the long jumper from the left side. Carter pushes in transition to Hattie. Hesitation off the glass, and it's good. And Griffiths has got a couple of straight layups, and we're tied for the second time at 9 apiece. Back to the other end. Hesse with the feed. Nice take underneath for McAllister. It won't go, but there's Hesse with the offensive rebound. As Jared and Jensen have made their way in, prime seating courtside. Back to the other end. It's Fouch, and she may have took a shot. I don't know. They're on the.
And Hattie stole it from.
But I mean, she
Hesse,
looked like she took a shot. She kind of walked away for a moment. Thought maybe she got hit on the shot. And working the offensive glass, Cass Keltner was trying to clean things up. And in the process, Fouch picks up a foul.
Her second.
And she's got 2 quick ones off the bench. Team foul number 4. So Ryan Russell will come in and spell Fouch. So right now it's Miller out there with Cass Keltner to control the blocks, and a 3-guard set with Griffiths, Russell, and Carter. Hesse now controls the dribble out top. They'll try to get it to Grody. Hattie trying to deny her. Phoebe Grody, though, to the other side of the floor on the ball reversal. Misses a 3 just off the mark. Time winding down. About 5 seconds to go. Hesitation. Dribble drive again left side, and Hattie's got 3 straight layups.
They're struggling handling Hattie's quickness, so maybe that's something we go back to. Maybe this is a Hattie Griffiths night.
2 lead changes as the Lady Senators reclaim the lead, and they'll take, check that, 11-11 as they tie it up here at the end of the first quarter of play, our 3rd tie of the evening. We'll step aside, take a break. We'll come back with second quarter action right after this word from one of our sponsors.
This is Kevin, and this is my Walmart.
This is Alicia, and this is my Walmart. This is Jessica, and this is my Walmart.
We're all part of Walmart, and we're all part of the local community. Walmart has contributed hundreds and thousands of dollars to the Salem and Washington County community in the past year. We've raised money for Salem's flood victims, local fundraisers, and donated to local law enforcement, the Community Foundation, and many other civic and private groups in the county. We're here to serve you with our unbeatable service and quality products and everyday low prices. I'm Jeff Rampy, and this is Salem's Walmart.
Lady Senators will have it to start the second quarter of play as they open up with the rock. Second frame now underway. 11-11, our 3rd tie of the night. As the Lady Senators will get a long jumper from Cora Miller, left baseline. It will not go. Rebound pulled down by Kate Grody as she'll try to push the other way and slows it up at the timeline. Again, 11-11 after 8 minutes of play, so nothing settled, much like the boys last night, who ended the first quarter with an 11-11 tie against Crawford. Hesse goes left, gives it off to Cooper, high post, who kicks out now to McAllister. Back out to Grody, and again, this Lady Hilltopper team dresses only 8, and they're not very deep. Little scissors action out top. They'll give to Phoebe Grody as she has it stolen away from Cass Keltner. And Keltner nearly loses the handle, feeds it ahead to Russell, who threw it way too high for Hattie Griffiths, but it was last touched by Grody, who tipped it away. So 54 seconds into this second quarter of action. Still, again, nothing settled. 3 ties on the night, 1 lead change. Lady Senators turn it over on the inbounds play. Grody to the other end. She'll take a runner straight ahead and bang it in off the glass for 2 more. As she's got 4, and she averages nearly 20 per ball game.
That's off a turnover on an out-of-bounds play where we have it underneath the goal. I mean, it's 4-point swing, basically. Got to be smarter and play smarter than that.
Back to the other end. Carter, dribble drive, left side of the floor, lost the handle, kicks it out to Keltner. She'll fire, deep shot, got it to go. Cass Keltner has her first field goal of the night, and now the Lady Senators have reclaimed a tie. Well, no, a tie again, rather. 13 apiece.
Yeah, she had a foot on the line.
I'm just too anxious for us to grab that back again.
She had a foot on the line.
Had the foot on the line, just did have a foot over. So 13 all, and the Lady Hilltoppers turn it over for the 7th time. And the pitch ahead from Griffiths to Carter, and she finishes off the window for 2 more. Chelsea was 6 in the first half, and now there's our lead change.
We got to use this momentum, keep getting down in our stance, playing nice defense, follow the scouting report. When we follow the scouting report, we're playing well defensively.
But there's Hesse trying to go left, kicks it back over to Cooper, back to Hesse. She'll try to go left again, gets bumped. Ryan trying to keep her at arm's length, but Hesse steps back and knocks down the 16-foot jumper from the elbow.
And she got away with the push off twice in a row there.
Her hot start, she's got 9 of the team's 15 as we're tied already for the 5th time this evening. And Grody will bring it up against pressure from Griffiths. Coach Andrew Burks pleading for a little player control with the forearm shiver to clear space. Not going to get it. Pump fake again. Got to stay on the floor. Hesse, second time she's used that pump fake to get to the glass. Lady Senators give up an offensive rebound as it was McAllister who couldn't get the putback. Ryan Russell gets the long rebound. Feeds ahead to Keltner, who gets knocked to the deck. And we'll see if she's all right. She gets up. Starting to wonder a little bit if she's not in the middle of a football game, and she got clobbered pretty good right in front of us. Maddie Bausman back into the ball game. They'll exchange junior for senior. Chelsea Carter gets a well-deserved breather, and the foul will go on Gracie McAllister. That'll be her second. Team foul number 4. Lady Senators have committed 4 as well to this juncture. 5:11 to go, and we'll have a stoppage of play for a moment. Something found on the floor. It was Brett Williamson, the #1 official in this crew of 6 working this sectional action here at West Washington. Pauses to take whatever that was off the floor, and we're back to it. Maddie feeds down low to Cash. She turns. Nice quick spin move baseline and got another one off the window. Keltner's got 4 now, all in this period. Lady Senators back out in front at 17-15.
That was a nice, confident take by Cass. It was a nice post feed by Maddie. Cass, instead of just turning and firing, got all
Get
the
more
way.
confident about that spin move instead of just turning and trying to throw it. But Cass goes vertical, and Law, verticality not her friend as she worked against Grody. Went straight up, could have just stood and walled up. Instead, she left her feet. Whatever you do, you're likely to bring those arms down, and she gets pegged for her first personal of the night. Team foul number 5, and that'll send Grody to the free throw line. She's a 52% free throw shooter. And the junior point guard soaks the first. She's got 5. Again, Hesse with 9 thus far to kind of pace the attack. McAllister, the only other one to score for the Lady Hilltoppers. Second free throw on the way is good as well. Again, Grody just a 52% free throw shooter, but her and Hesse proving otherwise here early on. Tied again at 17 apiece. Hattie with it out front. Dribble handoff to Maddie. Lost the handle for a moment. Reins it back in. She'll be dared to shoot another deep jumper just inside the arc. It will not go. Rebound last touched. Looked like by Cooper as she worked against Cass Keltner underneath for the offensive rebound. And they'll go with a little box spread look. And we throw it away again on an inbounds play, and Grody to the other end. She's all right. She finishes off the right side. She now has 8. Can't keep her
That's
out
2
of
turnovers off an inbounds play. So it'll kill you.
Shaw back out in front. Third lead change now. 19-17 your scores. Maddie gets bumped in the high post. Dribble handoff to Hattie. Step back. Thought about a 17-foot jumper. Instead, they go to Keltner with a turnaround jumper off the window. And Cass has 6. And we're tied again at 19 apiece. Back and forth we go. Great matchup here in semifinal number 1. As Grody takes it now right side. And she gets another forearm shiver into the gut of Hattie Griffiths. Maddie now on Hesse. Ball poked away as it goes to Cooper. Back to Hesse. Jumper won't go. Rebound fought for, and Russell comes out of there with it. Plays it to Keltner. Now ahead to Griffiths. Cross-court feed to Maddie Bausman. She gets her first field goal of the night. And the Lady Senators back out in front at 21-19. Maddie will come out and pressure Hesse now. Like the switch. Forces her to give up the dribble. And then Hattie's going to knock Grody to the floor. And so for Hattie, that'll be her second personal of the night. Team foul number 6. Next one will put the Lady Hilltoppers in the bonus. And Chelsea Carter will be forced to come in to spell Griffiths with the 2 personals as the Lady Senators stay in a little nickel set, a little half-court man-to-man defense here on this possession with 3:11 and counting.
I thought that one was a little bit of a gamble. I mean, we're getting close to putting them in the bonus where they haven't missed from the line yet.
Grody misses another jumper from the right side. Just one time, just one time. No, keep her from going right. It's automatic, coach. It's just like Hesse the other night. Every time, what few times Crothersville did take Hesse's left away, it was a turnover or a kick out, and they got nothing out of it. In the paint, Keltner pull-up jumper. This one rims in and out, no good. Grody chases it down. No blue jerseys to be found on the offensive glass. 2:41 and counting second quarter, and it's a 21-19 lead for the Lady Senators. Carter gambles on the steal attempt as Phoebe Grody controls it now on the right side. She'll kick back out to Hesse. She'll try to go left. Ryan reaching in, trying to poke it away, forces her back to her right. Maddie with the steal. She'll go for the pick 6 to the other end and a wide open layup off the window. Maddie now with 4 all in this quarter, and the Lady Senators with their largest lead at 23-19.
Yeah, when the defense intensity ratchets it up, our defensive play ratchets it up.
And now we'll have a stoppage of play, I believe a kick ball, as Carter was working against Phoebe Grody, and so now we'll reset underneath. And it will be a box set or more of a V-shaped set as they'll run someone off a double screen out top. That's Grody. She'll stop, pop, top of the key. and she soaks one from downtown as Carter fell trying to chase.
And she was too late. She was standing there forever.
Nobody helped the helper. 23-22, and now Maddie rattles one home. And Maddie's got 6 quick ones here in the period, 25-22. As the Lady Hilltoppers dig in again at the offensive end. This has been a well of a first half between these two ball clubs. Grody gets knocked to the floor nearly as she saves the dribble. Senator fans wanted a double, did not get it. Cooper kicks it out to McAllister, who comes back high post. They'll try to go down low to Hesse. Ryan takes away her left, forces her right. She gives it up to McAllister. And then we give up another foul underneath as Cash tried to wall up, but you can't give that ground.
No.
You can't, Coach. If you're going to be a solid anchor in the post defensively, you have to be the aggressor, and you have to be the person that establishes your position first. And Cash
just tried to absorb contact.
She got bowled out of the way. Plain and simple as McAllister goes to the free throw line. She's a 47% free throw shooter.
But they have
Coach,
yet to miss.
this team, 54% on the year, and they're perfect thus far on the night. 25-23.
I'm still on that last play where they let Grody just sit out there at three-point line for 5 seconds before even anybody noticed it.
Second free throw on the way is good as well. So 4 for McAllister. She's the third scorer in the little trio. An offensive juggernaut. Russell into traffic, kicked out to Carter, who nearly turned it over. Wild shot wouldn't go. Cora Miller, offensive rebound, back up and in. And Cora's got her first 2 off the bench, and it's a 27-24 ball game. Lady Senators in front by 3 under a minute to play as Grody now will try to go left, weaves back to the right, maybe took contact on the leak out. Carter tosses ahead to Maddie. She'll shoot a fadeaway, got it blocked by Grody. And Grody now will push. One-on-one against Russell, takes it strong off the glass, couldn't get it to fall, and Carter now will come out with it. Back and forth we go, 35 seconds to go, and now we'll have a hand check as it was McAllister giving chase. Check that, they're gonna get Phoebe Grody instead. And that's team foul
Somebody's got to
number
stop
5.
ball. How does Grody block the shot on one end and gets a layup on layup attempt on the other? Somebody better stop ball.
That's because
especially
she's
when
very,
it's the girl that's averaging 20 points a game.
when you get a strong, athletic, shifty point guard, it's hard to stay in front of them, and the boys found that out last night a little bit. We had trouble staying in front of the ball, and tonight, trying to contain her, it's a real chore as Bailey Rolls checked in.
Nice feed.
And underneath, Maddie finds Cora for her second straight basket, and it's now a 29-24 advantage, largest lead of the night. And a screen out top. Hesse gives to Grody, now to Phoebe Grody, and then back to Kate. Kate gets knocked to the floor, and it'll be a foul on Maddie.
That's not good. That's not a smart play.
Well, it's not smart.
With 4 seconds to go, and it's
And they were in the corner.
Yes.
Nowhere to go with it, Coach. And now you're sending a team to the line that's been perfect thus far. They're 7 for 7 on the night. 4.1 to go in the half. Chance to get it back down to 3 if Grody could knock them both down. But she won't get an opportunity for the second, but we give up an offensive rebound and a foul again.
Got to play better than that. That was not good.
Grody misses the front end of the and 1. Hesse bulls her way in, digs herself out of being dug under the basket and shoved under. Somehow comes up with the rebound, and she goes to the free throw line after she's fouled on her putback attempt. 29-25, 1.7 on the clock, and that one no good. Hesse with the rebound and a putback opportunity. Thank goodness this first half's come to a close because these girls are making me an absolute nervous wreck. At the end of one half of play in semifinal number 1, it is 29-25. Lady Senators up by 4 at the break. We'll come back with our Lady Senator halftime report brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors right after this word from a couple of our sponsors.
Yeah, hello, police. Yeah, I just hit a deer. Well, the deer actually hit me, right? But I need a wrecker for my truck. See, the whole front end is really smashed in. Now, the deer didn't make it, but it sure looks like a 12-pointer. Hey, I'd like to be towed to Eddie Gilstrap Motors Collision Center. Yeah, you know, the one at 1008 West Mulberry Street in Salem. Well, just the other day, Bill, my buddy, he had his Ford Mustang redone there, and it looks like it did back in 1965. Even better. Well, they accept most major insurances, and they work with you to get a rental and get you back on the road with genuine parts for your vehicle. Not like some body shops that make their repairs out of the local junkyard. Yeah, right. You know, let Paul know it's me and that the truck will be coming in. He's a great guy, and he knows the repair business like the back of his hand. The deer? Nah, he's not going to process that. Just the truck. Yeah, Eddie Gilstrap Motors Collision Center, or call Paul at 812-883-3481.
Channel Seedsmanship. It's about being in your fields, giving you expert advice, knowing your fields almost as well as you do, and selecting elite seed products to help maximize your profitability. When it comes to getting the most out of your acres and your operation, put your trust in a Channel Seedsman. For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact me, Brady Bishop, at 812-620-4624. Go Senators.
Since 1937, Eddie Gilstrap Motors has been proud to call Washington County home. As you cheer for your team tonight, we'd like to thank you for your business and continued support. Best wishes to the Lions, Senators, and Musketeers this season.
Back to begin our halftime report, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors, just south of the square in Salem there on South Main Street, your local Ford dealership. Lady Senators lead it at the half, 29-25. Let's take a look at the first half individual numbers for these two ball clubs. First, for Shawe Memorial, they play just their 5 starters, not a single sub in that first half of play for Coach Zach Goodwin. His starters go the distance, 16 minutes of play, 3 of them score, led by 11 points from leading scorer Kate Grody on the year, again averaging just a shade under 20 points per ball game. 10 for Megan Hesse. She had an outstanding first half on the boards as well. She also went 4 of 5 from the free throw line for her 10-point effort. Grace McAllister chipped in 4 as well. Aaron Cooper, Phoebe Grody unable to score, as the Lady Hilltoppers shot 8 of 10 from the free throw line for 80% and committed just 8 turnovers, 5 of those coming in the first quarter of play. Meanwhile, for the Lady Senators, a much more balanced effort. They've got 4 girls right now with 6 apiece at the half. Hattie Griffiths with 6, Chelsea Carter also with 6, as well as Cass Keltner and Maddie Bausman with 6 apiece. Maddie and Cass getting all of theirs in that second quarter of play. Then Ryan Russell chips in 1 of 2 free throws, shooting for her lone point at the half. Cora Miller, Taylor Fouch, and Bailey Roll play in the first half in the 8-lady rotation for Coach Russell. Miller scores 4 in the second quarter. Fouch had early foul trouble off the bench with those 2 quick ones. She had to sit back down. Roll played just for a minute or 2 there toward the end of the second quarter of action and went scoreless. So the Lady Senators just 1 of 2 from the free throw line in the first half, compared to 8 of 10 for the visiting Lady Hilltoppers. So that's not boding too well for the Lady Senators, losing that battle at the stripe. That's a battle you got to win in tournament play if you want to have success. And then 5 turnovers as well, 3 in the first quarter, 2 in the second quarter, for their total of 5 at the halftime break. It was all tied up, 11 apiece after the first quarter of play. Nothing settled. Second quarter, though, goes to the Lady Senators as they edge out the Lady Hilltoppers 18-14, and it gives them the advantage, 29-25 here at the half. We'll step aside, get a word in from another sponsor. Coach Gibson will come back and run down the team statistics right after this word from Meadowview Healthcare. You're listening to Lady Senator Basketball in Sectional 62 on WSLM 97.9 FM, 1220 on the AM dial.
At Meadowview Health and Rehabilitation, we offer hope in the form of our Moving Forward short-term rehabilitation to home program. With a full range of therapy programs, the goal of Moving Forward Rehabilitation is to help people return home safely with the skills they need to live life on their own terms. Call us and ask us about your Medicare replacement policy or managed insurance policy and what your benefits are. We are here to help. For more information about MediView, visit ascseniorcare.com or call 812-883-4681.
Welcome back to Sectional 62 action here where the West Washington Lady Senators lead Shawe Memorial 29-25. So a little bit of a slow start for the Lady Senators, but got things going in the second quarter. So real quick before we have somebody coming to talk on the radio, Senators shoot 14-26 inside the arc for 54%, 0 for 4 behind the arc. So maybe we're better at getting the ball in the paint and working the paint area a little bit more. For Senators shoot 47% in the half, so pretty decent shooting, decent turnovers. Like I said, we've got to get to the line and keep them from the line. The Hilltoppers shoot 7 of 18 from inside the arc for 39%, 1 of 3 behind the arc for a total of 38%. Rebounding-wise, Senators getting out-rebounded 13-10, and everything else pretty even. So far, Ryan Russell, Chelsea Carter each have 3 rebounds, 3 steals apiece for Hattie Griffiths, Chelsea Carter, and Maddie Bousman. So really stats are pretty even, what you expect from 29-25 ball game.
And so Coach Gibson's given you the rundown of the team statistics. I gave you the individual scoring. We got about 3 minutes left here, about 3 minutes before the second half starts, and we've got a special guest at halftime tonight on our Eddie Gilstrap Motors Lady Senator halftime report. Since we had some time, we thought we'd bring on a senior here at West Washington Senior High School, Mr. Griffin Packwood, a very valuable member of our football team and football program the last 4 years, and now one of the founders of our wrestling program. And Griffin, I want to say congratulations to you on the great season. You had a great finish in conference, and of course a great weekend last weekend. Just talk to us a little bit about how your sectional matchups went.
Well, my sectional matchup, it was very tough at sectional, and it was a very hard section to get out of. And actually this week, looking at regional, I think I have a very good shot this first round with regional. Actually, I go against a kid from Salem. His name is Aaron Holland, and as I see it, it's going to be a good matchup. And I think I can overcome him and beat him, and pull out a semi-state for her and set that foundation even farther and create even a higher goal for kids that come up behind me to achieve.
Now, did you have a matchup with him in the county meet here?
Yes,
and
I did.
How'd that go?
He beat me first, but he beat me on a move that I can easily correct, and I have over time, just experience wrestling and such. But I think I have him on the strength and the agility and the speed. I think I have him beat. I just got to wear him down to the point to where I can work my techniques on him and utilize that. But I'm gonna go 6 rounds. I gotta go 3 rounds within 6 minutes. I gotta go the full match.
Yep.
So it's going to take.
And it's pretty impressive to think that not only are you the first wrestler to ever get out to the regionals, but the fact that you're going to be taking on a county rival and a kid from Salem is pretty special in and of itself, and a chance for you to redeem yourself from that loss in the county match. But we just wanted to give you a minute to get on here and give you a shout out. Coach Gibson said you mentioned that in the locker room tonight. Yeah. We wanted to get you on and give you the airtime you deserve, and we wanted to wish you all the best at Jeffersonville in the morning.
Thank you, Misty. I hope to see you all there in the morning.
Yep. All right, Griffin Packwood joins us here on our Lady Senator halftime report, brought to you by Eddie Gilstrap Motors. As again, folks, Griffin will be at Jeffersonville High School in the morning for the wrestling regionals, taking on the kid from Salem. And I believe if he wins that matchup, that will send him straight to semi-state. So a great opportunity for us to get another kid to the next level in state competition. That's pretty special coming from a 1A school, Coach.
Yeah, he's improved throughout the season so much. That's why I was talking to Coach Tank. He thinks it's going to be a pretty good battle between him and the kid that he faces in the first round. But he thinks he can get him. He said, and his grip has really improved over the year.
I tell you what, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification, and then we'll start the second half of play. You're listening to Lady Senator Basketball on WSLM.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM. your home for IU sports.
Second half now underway. A 29-25 score coming out of the locker room. Lady Senators up by 4. They've led by as many as 5, and it'll be a carry out front. Turnover number 9 for the Lady Hilltoppers, as they do not get the solid start to the half that they wanted with a turnover. So the Lady Senators will have their first opportunity.
She's super uncomfortable when you make her go the other way, isn't she?
Yep. Lady Hilltoppers dry on their first possession. Carter tries a pull-up jumper. It won't go. Hattie Griffith's offensive rebound. It would not go on the putback. So 2 opportunities at point-blank range for the Lady Senators. And then Hattie, I believe, is going to pick up her 3rd personal as she trips up Grody from behind on the break, half minute in to this 3rd quarter of play. So she does, in fact, pick up her 3rd. First of the half for either ball club. 7:30 and counting. And Grody from the parking lot. That one from almost midfield at the field house. She shot
exact same play that we didn't recognize in the first half.
Shot it from deep. She's got 14 now. And it is 29-28. Cass Keltner, though, working the offensive glass. She gets a nice putback. Cass has 8. As she has now closed in on her 8.5 point per game average. 31-28, just over a minute gone by. Ryan trying to deny Hesse, sends her right side, pull-up jumper will go. So Hesse proves she can go right a little. Pull-up jumper gets her 12, and it is now 31-30. To the other end, layup no good for Griffiths. Ball tipped away, it'll go to Shaw Memorial as Fouch will check in, and Griffiths will have to check out with the 3 with the 3 personals. 6:41 and counting. Are we taking live questions on the air, Coach? Is that a no?
What's that?
Are we taking live questions?
Oh, I wasn't listening. I'm still in awe that they let her sit out there at 20 feet with nobody recognizing it at all.
Maddie hounding Grody out top. Hesse, though, breaks free, goes left, pull-up jumper from the elbow, won't go. Offensive rebound, put back, no good for Grody. And now Carter leads the break. 2-on-1 with Fouch, sends it across the way. Fouch on the kick out. Russell, 3, couldn't get it to go. Rebound fought for, and it's Hesse who pulls it down. She'll give it off to Phoebe Grody, and she'll be knocked to the floor. It'll be a held ball. And that'll go as a turnover because possession will go to the Lady Senators with 6:02 to go, 3rd quarter, and they own the 31-30 advantage.
We're 0 for 5 from behind the arc. Let's pound the ball inside.
I concur, Coach, as Carter gets into the paint, hits a little runner from about 10 feet away. 8 for her now, and it's 33-30. And Coach Bousman imploring Maddie to keep Grody on the left. And Grody now comes back right. She'll try a floater of her own. It won't go. Cass Keltner with the strong rebound as Carter now will lead the break. Pushes ahead to Fouch. Nobody picks her up. Left side misses the wide open layup. And rebound to be tracked down by McAllister. And then the Lady Hilltoppers turn it over. Nice cross-court feed. Maddie blows a wide open layup. Cass Keltner with the rebound. Out to Carter. Rush 3. Couldn't get it to go. Not the shot we wanted. And Grody will lead the break. Lady Senators on the struggle bus from the field. Grody pulls up from 3 and knocks it down. And Grody with 6, all from behind the arc in the 3rd. She's now got 17. She closes in on her average, and then Carter whistled for a travel out front. Will spinning off for the Lady Senators as we're tied up once again at 33 apiece. 8th tie of the night.
17 already for Grody, right?
Yes. We roll under 5 minutes to play. 3rd quarter, high post feed to Hesse. She'll go left, kicks it over to McAllister. Now high post feed to Cooper. Comes right back out to Phoebe Grody. She's uncomfortable with it. She'll kick back out to Kate Grody. She thought about a pull-up 3. She'll dribble drive against Fouch. Leave it a corner. Now back out to Hesse. They let her go left. She gets into the paint. Shoots the runner. And she'll be fouled. 2 words for you. Scouting report. Where'd she go again, Coach?
Left. She went left.
And as a result, she'll go to the free throw line. Second foul of the half for the Lady Senators. This one will go on Carter, her first.
Boy, for bad free throw shooters, these guys can knock them down.
Now, like I said, Hesse on the year 68%, Grody 52%. Grody 2 of 3, and Hesse's only missed 1. Now she misses her second. She's now got 13 on the night. Lady Hilltoppers, though, with the lead back at 34-33. Our fourth lead change underneath. Maddie loses the handle, ball on the floor. It's a turnover for the Lady Senators, and we add insult to injury with the silly foul in the backcourt. This will be team foul number 3.
Already number 3.
This is on Fouch.
The Hilltopper team, they have all the confidence in the world right now. So they're not even thinking about that first game.
And now a 3-on-2 break. They get it over to Cooper. She traveled with the ball, no whistle. Pull-up jumper won't go for Grody. Rebound fought for. Keltner comes out with it. Shaw thought that she traveled. Carter now leads the break, no numbers. They'll kick back out. Miller pops, top of the key, in and out, no good for the 3. And now Grody leads the break. She has a 2-on-1, pitches ahead to McAllister. She can't hit it. Grody fighting for the rebound with Miller, but Cora brings it out. Lays it for a Cass, and Cass now will slowly come up. Now go hesitation with the change of speed. She'll try it one more time. Blows past McAllister, off the glass for 2 more. And Cass into double figures with 10. Gives the Lady Senators the lead back at 35-34, our 5th lead change of the night. 3.5 to go, 3rd quarter. And a timeout on the floor taken by Zach Goodwin and the Lady Hilltoppers. He'll burn his second 30-second timeout. Tell you what, let's get our breath here with a 10-second timeout for station identification. You're listening to coverage of the IHSCA Girls State Basketball Tournament, the 43rd annual tournament brought to you by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever.
When you're listening to IU Sports, you need to be locked in on WSLM 97.9 FM, your home for IU Sports.
Lady Senators still in the huddle, as well as the Lady Hilltoppers. 35-34. Lady Senators clinging to a 1-point lead, but an entertaining game thus far. 8 ties, 5 lead changes, Coach.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with this Hilltopper team. I mean, they really struggled throughout the year, but this doesn't look like a 7-17 team. These guys have all kinds of confidence. And Grody and Hesse can play.
And it absolutely scares me. Should we be able to advance? As Grody knocks another one down. She falls to the floor on a fadeaway, about 2 feet behind the line, working against Fouch. And Carter with an answer to the other end. Chelsea now with 11.
Somebody find Grody. Do not let her have the ball. I mean, can we not play deny? Can we not deny the ball?
37-38. Wow.
Oh, she's going to pop it in.
She thought about it again, Coach. Back-to-back lead changes. As the Lady Senators pick up another foul, and Fouch gambles out front on Grody and picks up number 4.
It's a silly foul. I mean, we have just about 3 minutes. That's our 4th foul. These guys have been knocking down free throws. They're going to be in the bonus. If we don't start getting off a little bit, they're going to be in the bonus shooting free throws, and they've shown they can knock them down.
Foul counts 4-0. And now we're going to have a player control whistle across the floor away from the ball.
Been yelling for that. Coach Russell, and actually some of the coaches here to my left have been yelling for push-off for a while. We finally got it.
That's going to be Cooper's first foul of the night, team foul number 1 of the half. 2:54 to go. 38-37, Lady Senators up by 1.
A bucket here gives you a little bit of a breathing room.
Lady Hilltoppers playing just those 5 starters. They've went the distance thus far and been solid in the man-to-man. Nice wraparound feed. Keltner to Hattie Griffiths, and Griffiths has it blocked. Lady Senator fans wanting a foul, but good help side. Nice wraparound look from Keltner. Box set for the Lady Senators here against the man-to-man on the out-of-bounds play. They'll try to get a roll back. Couldn't get Keltner or Cora, so they'll go out top. Hattie gets it back from Cora. Looks to go hesitation dribble, kicks out to Cora, her 3, in and out, no good. Rebound fought for, comes out to Carter. Her shot back up, it won't go. Cass Keltner with an offensive rebound. She's got one offensive board, and so does Carter. Deep three off the mark, no good again for Miller. And Coach, our struggles continue from downtown as the ball was lost out of bounds. Fight for the rebound, last touch by Madison Shaw Memorial. 2:18 to go in the third. Lady Senators again up one at 38-37. What's our shooting percentage again from the three-point line in the first half?
We're 1 for 9 right now from behind the arc.
Yeah,
so we're about 10%.
Hattie feeds down low to Miller. She works against Hesse. Counted in one. Nice strong take for the senior. Miller's got 6, and she'll look for number 7 here as she is able to extend this lead to 3 at 40-37. Hey, where'd you get that cookie?
Just the third time going to the line tonight. That's what I had. I mean, right? We've only been twice.
Yeah. Russell had 2 attempts in the first quarter of play, went 1 of 2. But Cora Miller, the senior, giving energy off the bench. She's now got 7 on the old-fashioned and 1, and the Lady Senators enjoy a 41-37 lead. As Grody starts to try to work her way back right, and she works the dribble against Hattie out front. Grody and Griffiths in the matchup of point guards as they let Hesse go left. Pull-up jumper in and out, no good. Rebound flop for offensive board, back up and in for Grace McAllister. She's got 6. So just when you think you get one of the 2 scorers contained, we give up an offensive rebound. Makes it now 41-39. Griffiths, air ball on the layup, left it well short. Hesse with a strong rebound, and she'll kick out to Grody. They've got numbers if they pitch ahead, but they'll clear out and let Grody bring it against the double.
Shot.
And now a silly foul as they bring it into the front court.
We're not playing very smart.
One crazy foul after another. That one's on
Get a
Ryan
little
Russell.
breathing room. We had it to 4. You know, then we give up an offensive board. They score. I mean, just silly. I mean, those are the kind of lapses, mental lapses you can't have in section.
Grody to inbound down in front of us. Maddie doing her best jumping jacks she can. And she's going to try to deny Grody the ball back. Little face guard as they get it to Hesse. She goes left, shot blocked by Miller. She averages about 1.5 blocks per ball game, and now a jump ball. And this one will go to Shaw with 1:17 to go. Possession arrow in their favor as they lead at 41-39.
So we're clinging to that 2-point. I mean, we had some little bit of tiny breathing room, and then we have a couple of bad possessions.
Box set. McAllister gets it on the dangerous pass from underneath the goal, and then Ryan forces a steal. Turnover number 12 into the other end. Carter finishes coast to coast. She now has 7 in this period alone, Coach. 13 in the ball game. The senior not wanting her senior.
And Cora's played real well this quarter as well.
Cora and Chelsea not wanting their senior seasons to end. Hesse to the other end, and she knocks down a 16-foot jumper from the right elbow. Hesse's now got 15 in the game, and it's 43-41. Shaw doing just enough to stay in this. 40 seconds to play. Maddie looked to go dribble drive, picked up her dribble. Now they go to Miller. She works against Cooper. Turn around Jay, it won't go. Lady Senator fans wanted another foul, and the post didn't get it. And Grody, as tired as she may be, red-faced, she's still grinding away out there with the rock. Cooper feeds off to Hesse. Pull-up jumper won't go. Carter clears the defensive board. Under 20 seconds to play. Carter pushes in transition. Chelsea trying to go coast to coast. Kicks to Miller. Long jumper. Off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound. Attempt no good for Keltner. She couldn't hold on and feeding to the other end. Grody, step back 3 against Miller. Left it short. Miller with enough length to bother her, but we give up the offensive rebound as time expires. 43-41 as we roll into the 4th and final quarter of play. Lady Senators with a 2-point edge. We'll step aside, take a break, and come back with the 4th quarter of regulation right after this word from one of our sponsors.
Caring people make the difference. You can feel it the minute you walk into Salem Crossing. Experts in long-term care, not just doing a job, but following a calling. They're here to help you and your family find answers and solutions and peace of mind. In fact, they become an extension of your family. For more information about Salem Crossing, visit ASCSSeniorCare.com or call 812-883-1877. That's 812-883-1877.
We come to a wild fourth quarter, 43-41. Lady Senators clinging to a 2-point advantage as we will open the fourth. Lady Senators will have the rock out of the quarter break with the 2-point advantage. Again, 43-41. Foul count is 5-2. That not in favor of the Lady Senators as we'll go to a box set, try to clear out an ISO for Cass on the block. They get it to her against Cooper, who comes late with the help, and Cass rattles it home. Nice turnaround jumper on the baseline, and Cass has 12 on the night. Back to a 4-point lead at 45-41. Nearly a half minute gone by here in the fourth. Maddie will try to keep Grody left side of the floor, wants to go right, goes left instead, splits two defenders. Nice pump again for Hesse. Pull-up jumper will not go. Rebound tracked down by Ryan Russell. 2-on-4 break, no numbers, and Russell tries to push anyway, and she'll be fouled on her way to the hoop. And this will be team foul number 3 whistled against the Lady Hilltoppers as this goes on McAllister, her third of the night.
You're talking sectional play, 7:22 to go. Every possession is, I mean, you have to value it. Every single possession.
And Coach, this is just going to be the 4th and 5th free throws of the night. I still, even though we got free throws out of it, I don't like the possession. When you're you got 4 defenders back and you're leading a 2-on-4 break, wait for the Cavalry and let's work some clock.
She was determined to take that to the rim no matter what, right? I mean, she predetermined what she wanted to do. Luckily, she got fouled. She knocked down the free throw.
Again, Russell, a 75% free throw shooter, and both of them's good. Knocks the second one down with ease. Now 3 of 4 on the night, and the Lady Senators with their largest lead now in the ball game at 47-41. 45 seconds into this fourth and final frame of regulation. Here comes the little slip and ISO to the block for Hesse. She has to come way out top for it. And Grody now will try to go left, step back against Maddie. 5 count is on. She'll break the count. Pull up Jay off the window, won't go, but an offensive rebound for Cooper gets poked away by Russell, and it'll stay with the Lady Hilltoppers. Why can we not rebound from the weak side?
I don't know. We are struggling all night long. That's been one. They are getting every 50-50 ball too.
Hesse with it, catches in the corner, kicks it out to Grody. Another 3 from the football field. That one in and out, no good. And Cass Keltner with a strong defensive board. Lady Senators work with their largest lead. No reason to push at all as Carter has it. Got to start
working. Be patient.
Work some clock. And we travel.
We just say be patient, and then we turn the ball over.
Coach. Good thing the sharp end of this pin's pointing the opposite direction. I about poked myself in the eye. Minute and a half gone by.
As a coach, we talked about as a coach, that is frustrating.
Just work some clock. You got your largest lead of the night. Nice poke away for Cora. She'll give the steal credit to Carter. 2-on-2 break. She misses a layup. Maddie misses the putback. Gets it again. Back up and in. Maddie now with 8. And it is 49-41 largest lead. But why rush it?
I don't know.
Timeout, a full timeout on the floor. Lady Senators operating with their largest lead of the night with 6:04 to play in regulation. Coach Goodwin will burn a full timeout, so we'll step aside. We'll get one in as well, and we'll come back with more right after this.
With the helpful hardware, folks. We just bought a fixer-upper, and I don't know where to begin. So I went to see Paul at our neighborhood Ace.
I told Nate we have everything he needs to help him repair their home, from a wide selection of paint colors, craftsman tools, and the best lawn and garden brands.
Ace is the place with exactly what you need, starting with help.
Save big all month long on Red Hot buys at Ace Hardware of Salem. Find current savings at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
Out of the timeout for Coach Goodwin and the Lady Hilltoppers, facing their largest deficit now as the Lady Senators have some breathing room. An 8-point cushion at 41, 6 minutes to go here in the fourth. Phoebe Grody with it out top, gives it off to Hesse, left wing, deep on the wing. She'll dribble drive into the paint, stops, nowhere to go. Back to Phoebe Grody. She tries to bank one in, it will not go. Rebound pulled down, and we'll have a reach-in foul as senior Cora Miller continues her strong play off the bench, and it's been her and Carter that have really been the spark plug in the second half. Again, not wanting their senior seasons to end here tonight in semifinal play, trying to get the championship Saturday. Now can we just be patient in the half court?
Yeah, that's the big thing. Can we get a good possession? I mean, we're up 8, 5:44. Big, smartness.
It's kind of like the boys trying to hold for a final shot, or the girls, either one. We haven't been able to do it. We rush one there in the paint. Miller misses the fadeaway. Grody to the other end, takes contact, finishes off the window, and as a result of not working the clock, we give up a layup, and it's a 49-43 ball game. And then the Lady Senators turn it over. Do we have a large sign that says breaks?
I don't know. Yeah.
Exclamation mark.
Slow down.
Can you have Andrew to yell? Will you yell that for us?
Got to D it up now. Got to D it up.
You got to tell them that. Trying to get Coach Burks to yell that for us. Get him to calm down here a little bit. Grody has it against the double team. Shoots it over two defenders. Misses it badly. And it'll sell out of bounds too. The Lady Senators as the Lady Hilltoppers.
Throw up a little press here. Something we haven't seen yet.
Now they're gonna pill out of it. Under 5 to play. 6-point lead. Griffiths with it. Leaves it off for Maddie on the wing. Dribble drive back out to Keltner. No need to rush. Stay in and hold and make them come out. Nobody's pressuring Hattie. Stay out. Maddie gets it. He'll feed down low to Keltner.
That's a
She'll
foul.
turn. Count in one as Keltner gets another one. Beautiful turnaround J for Keltner. 51-43. Cass Keltner to the free throw line.
That was a good possession. 4 or 5 passes.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Nice
but we don't need
entry,
the
post
2-on-4 stuff. We don't need it. Free throw is up, and Keltner can't connect. Cora fights for the rebound. Maddie comes up with it, and they'll kick out, slow it down again. That last foul, the fourth on McAllister, team foul number 5. Lady Senators
Turn it over
for their 10th time, and to the other end, guess who? Kate Grody with the dribble drive attack. And this one, I believe, is going to go on Hattie Griffith, so that's going to be 4, and she is going to be picked up quickly by Ryan Russell after this first free throw attempt.
Coach Russell changed his mind. Looks like Taylor's going to come in.
So he's going to exchange a 4-foul player for another 4-foul player as Grody misses her second of the night.
Got to check out. You know, we've had some big ball games, close ball games with these Lady Senators where they've struggled with the box out off the free throw. Make sure you can't get pinned underneath.
Grody's second attempt. That one rattles
And it
in.
happened again.
And Hesse with the putback off the offensive rebound. She now has 17 on the night, and it's 51-45. Maddie with a deep jumper. That one long, we didn't need it. And Hesse comes down with the rebound. Cass gets a poke away. Coach Russell still got all 5 timeouts. Coach, if I was him, I'd burn one here. I mean, if we get the ball back, got to settle things down. Hesse had it poked away, kicks out Phoebe Grody with the 3, won't go, but Cooper with an offensive rebound. Back to Phoebe Grody. Long jumper won't go, and Miller pulls it down. I want to stand up and say slow down so bad. They feed ahead. Fouch with the layup. 53-45. Matches the largest lead of the night for the Lady Senators.
3:30 to go. Big possession, big possession. If you can get a stop here and a score, double-digit lead.
Grody with it on the left wing. She'll feed it now to Hesse. Instead, she had it poked away. Fans may have thought it was a double dribble, but Lady Senators got a hand on it, and on the dribble drive, she'll pick up contact. And they're going to pick up number 3 on Keltner. That's the 7th, Coach, so we're
Yeah,
still
they're
with
in the bonus
3:17 to
now.
go. Bonus basketball. They're not a great free throw shooting team on the season, but they were through the first 3 quarters. They've kind of fell off here as Grody's missed now 3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row, maybe 4 going. I can't remember where I put that, but yeah. Box out on the free throw.
Second one, that's long. Cooper almost comes up with the rebound. Last touch by Keltner.
Box out on free throws.
Lady Senators will have to D up here as the Hilltoppers get it back in. These 5 have, again, went the distance. No substitutions here tonight. They had to sub the other night against Crothersville because Grody fouled out with about 3 minutes to play. And another silly foul as Miller knocks Hesse to the ground, and Hesse will go to the line for the 1 and bonus. Laura Miller picks up her 3rd personal. Team foul number 8.
If this was football and some of these things were happening in football, you would have to physically keep me off the field.
Players may have a hard time keeping all the coaches off the field for that matter, because I don't know if anybody would be able to control themselves.
My Lord, or we're just not playing very smart in some of these crucial situations.
First free throw was up and good. Second one was a miss for Hesse. She gets 1 of 2, cuts it to a 7-point game at 53-46. Under 3 minutes to go in this one. Maddie out top, dribble drive to the rack, leaves it off for Keltner.
Use the board.
She didn't use the glass, but an offensive rebound put back would not go for Fouch, and now it's Grody leading the break with Hesse. She'll kick ahead, and Hesse counted off the glass for 2 more. She's got 5 in the period, and she now has 20 in the ball game. 53-48. No need to take that. Good decision, Maddie, as she pulls it out against Hesse, who extends pressure. And Maddie may have got away with a carry, but she hits the little runner in the paint. Maddie now with 10 in the ball game.
2:14 to go, 7-point lead. Get a stop.
55-48, 2-minute warning in this one. And then Cass Keltner gets the steal to the other end. Wide open, left-hand layup off the glass is good. Cass Keltner now with 16 on the night. It's 57-48, largest lead, and that'll prompt a timeout by the Lady Hilltoppers. It'll have to be a full timeout with 1:53 to go in this one. And we'll step aside, we'll take a break, get a word from a sponsor, and come back with more right after this.
We're here at McDonald's Gymnasium for tonight's game. It's time to introduce the starting lineup. And the crowd is on their feet and they're going wild. And here comes the new players. We've got the quarter pounders coming in tonight alongside the chicken classic sandwiches. Playing forward tonight, we have got one-of-a-kind McWrap. Guarding your hunger, it looks like we've got McDouble and McChicken coming in. And starting in the center court tonight will be Big Mac. Look on the sidelines, folks. We have Chicken McNuggets cheering tonight alongside those golden delicious fries. Hot and always ready. You'll score points every time you bring the family into Salem McDonald's, right here on Main Street, before or after the game. Don't forget to top off your favorite meal with a cold soft drink, that famous Mickey D sweet tea, or something from their full line of smoothies and McCafe coffee drinks. Order inside to 11, or get that one-of-a-kind taste 24 hours at the drive-thru. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Back out of the timeout for the Lady Hilltoppers. Let's see what Coach Goodwin's drawn up here. Minute 47 and counting. He's got one full timeout left in his hip pocket. They'll kick it in the corner. McAllister, she drives, gets fouled on her way to the hoop as we bail her out with a minute 39 to play.
How many did Cass have?
That'll be 4. So her, Fouch, and Griffiths all with 4 apiece. Team foul number 9. And McAllister, the third scorer in the group tonight.
I think on the night.
Yes, in the second quarter, she went 2 of 2 and rattles that one home.
Shooter's touch.
Coach, another opportunity for a team who's trailing to score with the clock stopped as Ryan Russell checks in for Fouch, so they'll go sophomore for sophomore on the exchange. Minute 39 to go. 9 to foul.
Make sure we check out here. We've gotten beat on free throw rebounds twice already in this quarter.
9-5 on the foul count, and she misses the second one.
And we didn't secure the rebound again. 3 times that's happened.
Had it in her hands and lost it. That'll go as turnover number 6, 11th of the ball game. Minute 37 to go. Clock stopped and a chance with an out-of-bounds play. And Hesse gets into the paint. Left-hand hook, it will not go. Keltner clears the board off to Maddie. And she'll work against Hesse. And now have it stripped away by Grody. Turnover number 12. And Grody misses the layup. She is exhausted, but they get it back. Grody, 3, short, off the mark, no good. And our first substitution of the night is Abigail Hill. Checks in a 5'4" freshman at nearly 2 points per game. And Hattie Griffiths will check back in off the dead ball. She'll get Cora Miller, so another ball handler on the floor. Cass and Maddie at the forwards. Ryan, Hattie, and Chelsea. Back to our starting 5 for Coach Russell as Hattie catches. No need to rush things. And they'll give up a foul in the backcourt.
That's a good foul, though. I mean, that's just their 16th foul.
It's just the 6th and only the second on Grody.
Might as well try that steal.
And Coach is going to call a timeout. That's only the 6th personal, so it'll be out of bounds to the Lady Senators. That's only 6, and a timeout is a 30-second timeout for Coach Russell as we keep it right here on the game reset. 9 fouls to 6. Next one will put the Lady Senators in the bonus, which I'm sure they'll have to give up pretty soon here and make it a free throw war. Remember, the Lady Senators not great on the season from the free throw line, just 57.1% on the year as a team with 70 seconds to go to the finish line. They're clinging to a 57-49 lead. They led by as many as 9 earlier. Lady Senators will have it right in front of us at the timeline. 57-49, minute 10 to play. Cora Miller back in. Cassidy Keltner out. Chelsea Carter right in front of us to inbound at the timeline. Picked up by Phoebe Grody. They'll bring a double team now to Griffiths in the backcourt. And now walk away from it. Now a run and jump on Carter. Carter lays it off for Bausman as we continue to work some clock now under a minute.
I think they're trying to give us the foul. The officials just aren't calling it.
And Hesse will have to give up the foul, and that's not a bad foul because that's on Cora. Not that she's a bad free throw shooter, but I meant just a second on Hesse on the night. Cora's a 74% free throw shooter.
I wouldn't think they have anybody in real trouble, do they? It doesn't seem like they have a whole bunch of fouls.
The McAllister girl has 4. And Cora Miller to the free throw line. 1 of 1 on the night off the and 1 play in the third quarter. That one long and off the mark, though. Maddie Bausman with a huge offensive rebound, nearly threw it away into the backcourt. Carter able to save it. Now back to Maddie. She'll work the dribble right side. 45 seconds to play. Dribble drive for Carter. Over Hesse, and she got it to piss off the glass for 2 more. And Carter has had a big second half. 9 points, 4.5, 15 in the ball game. It's now 59-49, a 10-point lead. Largest of the night. Lady Senators now.
3.
She'll lead the break. Will Cass Keltner. She had it partially blocked, but finishes it anyway. As Cassidy Keltner continues her huge effort here as well. 61-49, 15 seconds to play. Grody, deep 3, won't go. Hesse with the rebound, and we foul. And that's going to be it for Cass Keltner. She picks up her 5th. Russell to check in for her. 12.3, and the Lady Senators are going to somehow escape this mess, but by the skin of their teeth, as the cheer block across the way can smell it now, Coach, and they start to celebrate. But I'm going to tell you something right now, and we'll say it again, I'm sure. This is going to have to be a much more concerted effort to follow and stick to the game plan tomorrow night against either Edinburgh or Trinity Lutheran.
I was preaching that earlier, and you said sometimes it's tough to keep them from doing it. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, oh, it was a 2. That was 10th foul.
Yep. 10th personal against the Lady Senators. Hesse shooting the double bonus. Lady Senators were not sure of it. She missed the first. 49.
I'm more like some of the decisions, some of the silly fouls when we have like a 4 or 5 point lead that puts them to the line. Rush shots when we can take some time off. Those are the things that win you championships. They're little things, but they win you championships. And we're going to have to do a much better job tomorrow night. But let's tip our hat a little bit to this Hilltoppers.
No kidding.
I don't know, maybe they just kind of struggled. And let's give a shout out to Coach Byrne over there, whose brother Jackson at Indiana State for us now, played best offensive lineman ever to play for us. His brother coaches, assistant coach for Shawe. And they have really done a nice job, apparently, because they struggled early. And this is a good team.
Two very young coaches, both under the age of 25, and this Lady Hilltopper team, although they've won only 7 games this year, again, you got to remember, folks, this was a 69-31 beatdown on this very floor back on November 2nd, and it's been an absolute uphill climb for the Lady Senators
until the last 2.5 minutes. This thing was in doubt.
And you just had to wonder how long it was going to take somebody like Brody to kind of, her body to, he didn't be in the greatest shape, but when you go the distance and you play the full 32 minutes, I don't care if it's high school, elementary, all the way to the pros, even LeBron gets a breather. You're going to get gassed.
They just don't have any depth. They played the same 5, and our girls are pretty physical. We've beat on her pretty good. And she is. I agree with Coach Russell in your pregame interview. Said she might be the best player in this sectional, and boy, she's looked good.
Lady Senators with 11.1 on the clock. Hesse kicks it away.
But you're right. After a while, boy, it just takes a toll on you.
It's a grind mentally when you have to carry the load, and it's a grind physically on the legs, if anything else. Whether you're in good cardio condition or not, your legs start to give after a while. That's why she missed those last several
that's
long
a good
jumpers.
Point. Yeah, she'd hit in a row. She'd hit her first 4, missed her last 3. So that's an excellent point. Actually missed her last 4, I think. So, that's an excellent point. I think the physical toll that our girls put on you and what she's had throughout the season and these 2 sectional games was just a little bit too much.
Maddie Bousman will check out with her junior classmate, Hattie Griffiths, as 2 seniors check in. Allie Brown the first time tonight, 5'3", and a senior, and Bailey Roll back in as Russell goes to the free throw line. And first one is up and good.
That's just her 4th point, right? But she hit some pressure-packed free throws a minute ago. Those were big free throws when she knocked those 2 down.
Second free throw upcoming. Lady Senators have cleared the lane. This one up and good as well. Make it 63-49, largest lead of the night. As this one all but over. And Coach Goodwin cleared the bench. Turnover as time expires, and the Lady Senators are going to escape on their home floor tonight in semifinal number 1. Lady Senators with the 63-49 victory. But again, hats off and kudos to that young man, Zach Goodwin, and the job that he has done with this Lady Hilltopper program since the beginning of the season. A much improved ball club that will see Kate Grody come back for her senior season next year and still be a handful in this tournament. We're going to step aside, take a break. They're starting to mop the floor, get ready for semifinal number 2. It's the Lady Lancers of Edinburgh to take on the Lady Cougars of Trinity Lutheran, and that one to follow here in just a minute. So the Lady Senators have punched their ticket. We know one half of the puzzle, other half forthcoming. 63-49, the victory tonight for the Lady Senators in semifinal action. And now we'll step aside to take a break. We'll come back and begin our Ace Hardware of Salem postgame report from the Ron Smith Court after this. You're listening to coverage of the 43rd annual IHSAA Girls State Basketball Tournament in Sectional 62. Lady Senators win it tonight. Again, to your final score, 63-49. Back with our postgame right after this.
Hello, police. I just hit a deer. Well, the deer actually hit me, right? But I need a wrecker for my truck. See, the whole front end is really smashed in. Now, the deer didn't make it, but it sure looks like a 12-pointer. Hey, I'd like to be towed to Eddie Gilstrap Motors Collision Center. Yeah, you know, the one at 1008 West Mulberry Street in Salem. Well, just the other day, Bill, my buddy, he had his Ford Mustang redone there, and it looks like it did back in 1965. Even better. Well, they accept most major insurances, and they work with you to get a rental and get you back on the road with genuine parts for your vehicle. Not like some body shops that make their repairs out of the local junkyard. Yeah, right. You know, let Paul know it's me and that the truck will be coming in. He's a great guy, and he knows the repair business like the back of his hand. The deer? Nah, he's not going to process that. Just the truck. Yeah, Eddie Gilstrap Motors Collision Center, or call Paul at 812-883-3481.
Channel seamanship. It's about being in your fields, giving you expert advice, knowing your fields almost as well as you do, and selecting elite seed products to help maximize your profitability. When it comes to getting the most out of your acres and your operation, put your trust in a Channel seedsman. For customized service, expert advice, and elite seed products, contact me, Brady Bishop, at 812-620-4624. Go Senators.
Since 1937, Eddie Gilstrap Motors has been proud to call Washington County home. As you cheer for your team tonight, we'd like to thank you for your business and continued support. Best wishes to the Lions, Senators, and Musketeers this season.
Lady Cougars and Lady Lancers take the floor for their warm-ups for semifinal number 2, winner to meet the host Lady Senators tomorrow night for the championship tilt here in sectional 62. Let's run down the scoring for both of these clubs tonight. First, for the Lady Hilltoppers of Shawe Memorial, their season ends with a 7-18 mark overall. They get 2 girls in double figures, the workhorses, Kate Brody, the point guard, the junior, with 22 in a game-high effort here tonight. Again, going the distance for a full 32 minutes, Megan Hesse, the senior big down low, 5'11", handful on the glass as well. She chips in 20, and then 7 from Grace McAllister, Phoebe Grody, and Erin Cooper started but did not score. Abigail Hill, Caitlin May, and Ellen Freedy also play in the late stages in some cleanup time but do not tally. 49 points total on the board. Lady Senators go 11-22 from the foul stripe for 50% on the night after going 8-10 in the first half. Really maybe the story of the second half, other than being tired, the missed free throws and opportunities by the Lady Hilltoppers after shooting so well from the stripe in that first half. They give it away 8 times in the first half, 7 in the second half, for a total of 15 on the night. Meanwhile, for the Lady Senators, now overall 16-8, tying a school record for wins. They get 3 girls in double figures, led by Cass Keltner. 18 points on the night for Cassidy Keltner, and a great effort. And Maddie Bausman chips in 10. So those two continue their dominance in the post. Chelsea Carter with 15, as well as she comes to life, especially in that second half where she had 9 of her 15. Ryan Russell chips in 5, all from the free throw line on 5 of 6 shooting. Hattie Griffiths with 6 points, all in that first quarter of play. Cora Miller, Taylor Fouch, Bailey Roll play off of the bench here tonight. Miller chips in 5, Fouch with 2, but Fouch battled a lot of foul trouble. Allie Brown also come in the late stages, but did not tally for the Lady Senators, who tally out with a total of 63 points on the board, but just 6 of 9 from the free throw line, as they do just enough to escape with the win. And again, 6 of 9 on the night, 67%. Just not a big volume of free throws. 5 turnovers in the first half, 7 in the second half, for a total of 12 overall, compared to 15 again for Shawe Memorial. After the first quarter, it was 11-11. Nothing settled after 8. Lady Senators win the second quarter 18-14 and take a 29-25 advantage into the locker room. Third quarter belongs to the Lady Hilltoppers. They outscore the Lady Senators 16-14 to stay in striking distance, as the Lady Senators went into the fourth quarter up 43-41. And in that fourth quarter, Lady Senators, boy, do they ever deliver, and deliver big. They outscore the Lady Hilltoppers 20-8 as they lock down a very tired group from Shawe Memorial, and they prevail 63-49 the final, putting them into tomorrow night's championship tilt with the winner of semifinal number 2 to come. And we're joined now by victorious Lady Senator head coach, Mr. Darren Russell. Coach, tell you what, we talked about this all week. This is a much improved ball team, and hats off to Coach Goodwin, first of all, and the job that he's done with his girls since November.
Yeah, I mean, and we knew that they were much improved. You could tell by some of the scores as the year went along. And you know, he's a good young coach, and I mean, he's working them and doing all the right things. And you know, the other thing is we talked about in the pregame. We've talked about the team the last couple of days, and you know that Shawe had nothing to lose, and they came out. They were able to play much looser than we did. I mean, obviously they've already got a game under their belt, a close win. And, you know, they finished it off without growth the other night, so those kids were feeling good about themselves. And, you know, they've improved a lot, but to our kids' credit, I mean, you know, they could have tightened up, they could have laid down, they could have got frustrated, and those things never happened tonight. And, you know, the thing is we did a nice job of taking advantage of what they gave us. And, you know, what they gave us was Cassidy Keltner inside, and you know they had no answer for her, and you know she missed some shots the first half that you know normally she's going to make, and that's why we just continue to go back to her. We knew that she was going to finish, and you know in the same way Cora, I thought in the second quarter, I believe it was Cora came in and gave us you know a couple of baskets there over in a quick span, and you know just really our inside game was the difference.
And dude, you did get a nice night from Cora, and really, I thought it was Cora and Chelsea's play coming out of the locker room that really sparked this. Two seniors that wasn't quite ready for this ride to be over.
Oh, no, definitely not. And, you know, the other thing is our crowd. I mean, we had a tremendous crowd here tonight, and as I said, our kids feed off of that emotion, that, you know, that energy, and, you know, we're going to need them to be twice as big as it was tomorrow night. So, you know, if you're listening and you weren't here, please come out tomorrow night.
Well, tonight the Lady Senators do, in fact, get 3 girls in double figures. Chelsea with 15, Cass with 18. We talked about that. Maddie with 10 as well. Maybe one area of concern just a little bit, Coach. For me, I feel like if we're going to get the job done and end up taking this thing to the limit tomorrow night and walking away with the title, it's going to have to be a little bit better volume of free throws. You know, at the half, it was 8 out of 10 for them, just 1 or 2 for us, and we just got to find a way, I think, to bring the physicality in a controlled manner to get ourselves to the line.
And that was something we talked about at halftime. You know, we get the ball inside, but instead of initiating the contact, we're looking to avoid it. And you know, we've used the dummy all week, and those girls have beat the time out of me with that thing. And you know, that's how I wanted to play, is physical like that, and I felt like we weren't doing that, especially the first half. Second half, we did a little bit better about going strong. We just didn't get the foul calls, but you know, at least we were going strong tomorrow night. It's going to have to be the same thing. We're going to have to be much more physical than we were tonight, because Trinity's the same thing. They want to go inside, and you know, we can't put them on the free throw line.
And in that first half, Coach, I know way too tight, too close for comfort. But you know, for me personally, the coach within me up here was cringing at times, because I felt like sometimes our girls were, and I know it's hard to do in a pressure situation, but I felt like there were times where we were losing sight of our focus within the game plan, and we let Hesse have some takes to the left where she punished us a little bit, and then Grody again showing her handles out front, not being able to stay in front of the dribble. So on a very short turnaround with either one of these ball clubs that you've played recently, which is a good thing, whether it's Edinburgh or Trinity Lutheran, going to have to really bring that mental sharpness and focus from the aspect of following that scouting report.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, the scouting report for these two teams is completely different. You know, one is strictly guard oriented, and the other one is a post. So you know, it'll be interesting to see how quickly we can pick up tomorrow, and you know, we'll talk as we watch the game here in a little bit, but. You know, we're just gonna have to come out ready to play tomorrow night. I mean, they know what's at stake, and you know,
you started the season with a championship. Let's end the season with a championship.
Well said, Coach. Enjoy this one, and we'll have fun watching this second semifinal and see what the chef cooks up in the kitchen for tomorrow night as far as the game plan is concerned. But we'll talk to you prior to the tip of championship night, sectional 62 tomorrow evening.
All right, thanks a lot, Mystic.
Coach Russell joins us here on our Lady Senator post-game show. Brought to you by Ace Hardware of Salem. We're going to let Coach Gibson settle in here and give the team statistics before we take our final break, as he'll run down the shooting and rebounding numbers for us here from this one tonight. It's all yours, Coach.
Okay, Senators shoot 27 of 53 inside the arc for 51%. So we can definitely live with that. That's a nice percentage. What we don't like is the 1 for 9 behind the arc, and we talked about it during the broadcast. We were struggling. And sometimes, we've seen the Lady Senators play where they're struggling from downtown, but that doesn't deter them. They're like shooters shoot, I guess, and we just kept shooting them. But we did a nice job tonight. Once we weren't hitting those threes, that in the fourth quarter we didn't attempt a single one. And I think that's when you saw us kind of expand that lead. So, like I said, 1 for 9 from behind the arc. So that's 11%, but total 45.2% on the night. We can live with that. That's a pretty good percentage for the Lady Senators. On the other side, the Hilltoppers shoot 13 of 40 inside for 33%, 4 for 12 from behind the arc for 33%. So they shot it right at about 33% tonight. And, they were hot early, but I think when we talked about it right at the end, the Lady Senators did a nice job of keeping pressure on them the whole game, and it finally wore them down, especially, they only played those 5 starters until the very end. So we finally wore them down. There's a battle on the boards. The Senators, 33 rebounds, Shawe Memorial 30. So it was a battle all night on the boards. Individually, rebounding-wise, Maddie and Cass both had 8 rebounds. Chelsea and Cora Miller chipped in 5. Assists, Hattie had 4. Chelsea Carter with 4. Maddie had 5. And Hattie and Chelsea both had 2 steals. So it was a good night. A lot of people contributed. Cora played great off the bench. That's the best I've seen her play since she came back from the sickness. So it's really good to get her back in form. So overall, it's all about survive and advance in the tournament. Maybe at times we didn't think they played real well, but now that you got the W, it doesn't matter. You're advancing to the championship game, and that's all you want. Now it's up to us. Do we play a little bit better? How do we come out tomorrow? So we'll find out. I'll be anxious to see.
Going to have a clean slate tomorrow night, as the Lady Senators already in the championship game, awaiting the winner of semifinal 2. We're going to step aside, take our final break of the night here from Ace Hardware of Salem. We'll come back, name our player or players of the game, and we'll wrap the coverage up from sectional 62 here at the Ron Smith Court right after this.
With the helpful hardware, folks. We just bought a fixer-upper, and I don't know where to begin. So I went to see Paul at our neighborhood Ace.
I told Nate we have everything he needs to help him repair their home, from a wide selection of paint colors, craftsman tools, and the best lawn and garden brands.
Ace is a place with exactly what you need, starting with help.
Save big all month long on Red Hot buys at Ace Hardware of Salem. Find current savings at facebook.com/Ace Hardware of Salem.
Senators celebrating some good times here tonight as they roll through semifinal round action with a 63-49 win over Shawe Memorial, completing the series season sweep and now moving to 3-1 overall in the all-time series against the Lady Hilltoppers. Coach Russell improving to 3-0 over Shawe Memorial. Time to name our Ace Hardware player of the night. That'll go to the sophomore forward, Cass Keltner. 18 points on the night, along with 8 rebounds, just shy of a double-double, and 2 steals. So congratulations to Cassidy Keltner, our Ace Hardware player of the night. Coach, one final quick thought.
Hey, back at it. I mean, all you can ask are, we just tied for the school record for wins. So, we got that. If you want to break it, you're going to have to win a championship, baby. So you got to come back ready to play tomorrow. We got to definitely, I'm sure I didn't hear the interview with you and Coach, but a lot of things to shore up. Because this Lutheran team, if they win, I mean, I bet it wouldn't surprise me if they get a battle tonight too. Because when you get this stage, I mean, nobody wants to go home. Nobody wants to put the basketballs up. You know, it's the same way in football. Nobody wants to play that last game. You know, so unless you're in the championship game. So, you know, they're going to, Lutheran's going to get all they want from Edinburgh. But you know, you would think it's going to be Lutheran, and if it is, we're going to have to play our tails off because that's a good ball club as well.
Great job tonight, Coach, and rest up because we're now guaranteed a double dip tomorrow.
Yeah, two. That should be a fun day.
As we wrap things up here tonight, we do want to give you a programming reminder. Again, the boys in a matinee will actually start at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning here on the Ron Smith Court, taking on Scottsburg with JV action, tipping at 11. So we'll be on the air around 10 after 12 or so with our Senator tip-off pregame show, and then we'll be right back here tomorrow night in the friendly confines of Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, where we will have championship action coming to you. 7:30, the scheduled tip for the championship game, so we'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with our special Lady Senator tip-off pregame show and coverage of Sectional 62's championship matchup. Here tonight, the Lady Senators get 3 players in double figures. Chelsea Carter with 15, Maddie Bowsman with 10, and our Ace Hardware player of the night, Cass Keltner, chips in 18 as the Senators able to prevail and move on to the championship. We want to give a final shout out and thank you to all the listeners that we've had tonight and those watching as well on live stream. And we also want to thank our sponsors that make this and every broadcast of Senator and Lady Senator basketball possible on Salem's 1220. Those sponsors one final time: John Jones GM City, bringing you our pregame show coverage; Eddie Gilstrap Motors, bringing you the halftime report; and our Ace Hardware of Salem postgame wrap-up, brought to you by Ace Hardware in Salem, as well as McDonald's on South Main Street, Walmart of Salem, Salem Crossing, Meadowview Healthcare, and Brady Bishop with Channel Seeds, all great sponsors all season long. So be sure to let those sponsors know how much they are truly appreciated, because without their support, we couldn't do the job we love each night the Lady Senators or Senators are in action. With that said, we're going to wrap up our coverage from the Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium here tonight. So for our studio engineer and producer back at the station, Mr. Greg White, for my sidekick and partner in crime, Mark Gibson, and our live stream video feed operator, Craig Akers, this is Misty Jones saying so long and good night from Dr. T. Kermit Tower Gymnasium, the friendly confines where tonight Lady Senators hold serve on their home court, and they win it 63-49 the final. They'll be back tomorrow night for the championship game, tipping at 7:30. Again, our broadcast coverage to begin around 7 o'clock, and then in the morning the boys will have pregame coverage at 12:10. Until then, like I said, enjoy the rest of your evening. Be safe out on the roads. Good night, everybody.